Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Dan. I go by Firefly in my gaming persona, and we're gonna dive straight into Minecraft, a game I've not played in several years. And with every Minecraft playthrough, you find the nearest tree, and you just go ahead and punch it. Now, I played way back in the day for a couple of years, never really took it too seriously. And I've decided that now that there's been some massive updates, we're going to get back into the game. We're going to enjoy some of the new feet. I've just been horribly distracted by things falling from the sky. Cool. That's obviously a new feature. Like I was saying, there have been so many updates since the last time I played that I felt the need to get back in. And I've done a little bit of kind of watching some streams and various videos to kind of get an idea of what has changed and what I want to accomplish with this playthrough. And I've got some big ideas, some massive goals, and really no idea how to achieve them because I'm not really a builder. I don't know how to put things together in an aesthetically pleasing way. So I'm going to rely on your help. I'm going to do my best. We're going to figure this all out together, and we're going to create a beautiful world and see what other forms of adventure we can't find in this infinite world of possibilities. Before we can make any of those possibilities into realities, we're going to need some basic tools, equipment, and, well, we need to follow through with the name of the game. We need to craft in order to be able to mine. It's kind of funny when you say it that way. Now, I'll be honest, it actually took me a few seconds to remember how to even open the inventory. So that's a good start, right? But anyways, then I grabbed some stone. Of course, whenever you're digging up stone, it's usually advised to break 3 or 4 blocks, craft up yourself a stone pickaxe to make this much faster. But here I am just smacking blocks with a wooden pickaxe. And not only that, I keep going. I mine this entire vein of coal with a wooden pickaxe for no reason at all. I don't actually know why I didn't just stop and craft up a better pickaxe, because it would have made this all so much quicker. But anyways, we gathered up a bunch of coal because I like to be able to see at night, which is rapidly approaching. And spoiler alert, I have no plans on how I'm going to survive the night. Hopefully things go well. But I love coal. It's one of those resources that you can just keep breaking it, and even if you don't need it, it's useful. Now this, I've learned now, is copper, and I didn't know it at the time, but you can't mine it with wood. So yeah, I guess that just kind of goes to show I should have paid attention when I was reading through all the notes. But anyways, we finally got ourselves a nice stone pickaxe. And I'm going to get the copper this time. I am sure of it. Because I actually looked. What do I need to use to dig up copper? It turns out it's anything except a wooden pickaxe. I don't really know what I'm going to use this for, but it's kind of cool, and it's a feature I haven't seen in the game yet. We'll go ahead and grab a bunch of seeds. I'm planning on having quite a large wheat farm to develop a large herd of cattle, because I'm going to need a bunch of leather. Because I've learned, and this is something that watching streamers and various videos on YouTube here has taught me, enchantments are very important in this game. And I'm going to aim to get an enchantment set up as quickly as I can. And, well, the other side of this game is, unfortunately, you need to kind of find some food. And these chickens and sheep and pigs, well, they're in the game for exactly that reason. Also, throughout this playthrough, you're going to notice that I give random names that will also change from one sentence to the next to all the animals, right? Sometimes I'll call those, well, chicken tenders or chimpkins, or there's lots of names I'll come up with, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. But as you can see, the sun is setting on our first day in Minecraft. I am very unprepared, and I'm not paying attention at all, because as you can see, my hunger bar is way down, and I haven't even realized this. So not only am I going to be running into mobs of the hostile nature, I'm going to not be able to run away. And as you're about to see, my combat skills in Minecraft are essentially non-existent. I got that first hit, and I've missed about 6 more. Now, you'll also notice, this is the first time I've become aware that I've taken damage and that I have reduced hunger. So, things are about to get a little chaotic, and oh boy, I'm about to die. Run away. Well, I think it's time. We just find ourselves a little hole to hide in. Well, I can't run, so it's exactly what we're doing. We're digging into a wall. So we're just going to spend the night hiding. Strategically gathering resources away from potential hostile mobs. But as you can tell, I'm sort of remembering how to play the game. Eventually, it'll all come back to me. My skills in the inventory menu will speed up, and I won't make silly mistakes like this. Notice that I'm not in the crafting bench menu. So of course I'm not going to be able to find a smoker recipe, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So I'm always relying on these little, there we go, the little cheat sheets that it provides for you. Also, I don't know what the difference is, but I know that the smoker is for food, the blast furnace is for all your resources and minerals, and then a furnace does everything. Can I use any fuel for all three, or do I have to use only coal or only charcoal in certain ones? I haven't been able to figure that one out. But we're going to smelt up this copper, cook some food, and head on into the night. Well, I guess it's not really night anymore, but I'm far better equipped. I have almost a full hunger bar. We're back up to full health. And I spotted a village before I ducked into that cave. So that's where we're going to head next. I actually forgot which direction it was because, new to the game, can't remember all that. And I'm not really paying attention to the coordinates up in the top left corner at all. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was hoping to get some arrows and some XP. So, when you see a burning skeleton in the middle of a field, you take advantage. We're going to grab a few more pork chops and head on our way towards that village. Several distractions and some really cool scenery later, we've arrived at the village. Now, I don't know exactly what changes have occurred with villagers and that sort of thing since the last time I played, but we're going to start off by borrowing some of their crops. And I say borrowing, but we're just taking all of it. Let's be honest here. And we're going to carry on looting the rest of their goods and valuables, because they sure don't need it. Especially all these hay bales, right? There's a lot of them. And that's a cool little find. A little brewing stand. That's something that I wasn't expecting to come across until much later in the game. So I'm just going to leave it for now, because obviously my inventory is very full, and I don't have any real need for it at this stage. So we're going to sleep away this night with a borrowed bed, and then carry on once the sun comes up. And after that wonderful night's sleep, and successfully looting the whole village, we head out on what is probably the worst decision I've made so far in this playthrough. I've decided that rather than just set up shop nearby world spawn and kind of get myself established, I'm going to go find the perfect location first. So we're just going to blindly head off into the wilderness in the hopes of finding, my dream location to build. And a little bit of foreshadowing here for you. It's not going to go well. Not one bit. After traveling for what felt like forever, I came across a whole hillside made of gravel. Now, this is really, really fortunate find because later in the game, I'm going to need a ton of concrete. So I've recorded these coordinates, which is going to be handy a little bit later as well when I'm attempting to find my gear. Spoiler alert. And I've also noticed in the background what appears to be a potential home base area. But it isn't quite perfect. So we're just going to carry on and try to find a better place. And of course, we're going to grab all the resources, food, and the various treasures and trinkets we might come across along the way. carrying on, we have come across a very promising area. There's lots of materials in the area, which is needed to build. I'm kind of walking past it right now because my inventory is extremely full. Unfortunately, there's a swamp beside me. I was hoping for more of a lake and hopefully a spruce biome, but this mountain that we're about to... What is that? Oh, that's an armadillo. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm very easily distracted by new and exciting things in this game. So like I was saying, this mountain right here, this has all the hallmarks of being the perfect location for the base that I want to build. There's going to be a ton of work needed, but I can see it. And as you can tell, I just like to jump off things. So that's going to end well, I'm sure. But we're going to scout out the area, maybe come across a cave or two, because we still haven't found any iron, and I need some of that, because this stone gear and no armor is not going to end well. As I was exploring around the little mountain there, came across this massive ravine, and it's Minecraft. So of course we're going to jump down into the water to try to get that iron. Ooh, just about missed. So we're going to gather up some iron, and then we're going to explore this cave a little bit. It's quite a big one, and this is the last update was the first half of the Caves and Cliffs, and I played for maybe a day or two before kind of having to go back to work, and I haven't had a chance to explore these massive caves. It's quite neat, also very terrifying because of all the mobs, and I'm not very good at the combat in this game, so a little bit more foreshadowing. I'm not paying attention to my health. Take a guess in the comments below what happens in the near future. Well, I found a little bit of iron. That's something that happened in the near future. Again, still not paying attention to my health, and I don't know why. It's kind of important in a game about survival. Exploring deeper into the cave, I missed it. The baby zombie. I didn't see him coming. And, for those of you who were noticing in the top left corner, those coordinates are about to get much, much, much different. So, we're going to just chalk this one up to a big old L and essentially start over. Cue the sad music. We're back to world spawn. We've lost everything we've accomplished, and we get to do it all over again. But this time, I think we're just going to settle nearby, get a little bit more established, and then go on the hunt for the perfect location to build. Having spent a little bit of time getting a few items back, realized I have no food. I've taken some damage. I'm being hunted relentlessly by zombies in the early morning because it's raining and they're not burning. I'm terrible at combat. Once again, I'm just going to reiterate that. And, well, the easiest source of food that I can think of in this moment is fish. Right? I'll just jump in the water, punch them, use an axe, something like that, and we'll be able to get some food nice, easily, and quickly. But before I even consider jumping into the water, I gotta make sure that I'm not being hunted by any more zombies, creepers, or skeletons. Because I'm kind of getting tired of dying. Alright, managed to shake the zombies. So let's get ourselves some sushi, or salmon, or fish, or whatever you want to call it. And this is about when I realized, this isn't as easy as I thought. Again, because I don't know how to swing a sword properly. But we're gonna get a few fish. Hopefully we can make it through a couple more Minecraft days, get established in the area, get some farms growing, because I lost all those hay bales that I borrowed from that village. And I don't know how long it's taken me, but I've managed to get 2 whole fish. So we'll just kind of carry on, swinging away at nothing, until I eventually drown. Because we all know that's about to happen, right? Yep. 2, there we go. So that's death number 3 in the very first hour of playing the game. So clearly I'm not very good at this game. it's time for a strategy rethink, I believe. And the first step in that is going to be to go raid this shipwreck that somehow I haven't noticed, despite having spent some time in this little area. I've also made the decision that we're going to build up a little bit of a home base or a base camp just over here on that kind of peninsula you can see behind the shipwreck. So hopefully we can get some iron, and that way I don't have to go cave diving and inevitably die, because one other death occurred. I was not paying attention at all, and a creeper walked up behind me about 10 minutes after respawning the last time. So we're just going to raid this ship real quick, and we're going to start setting up a camp. Now, I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 chests, but wow, that was a good one to find. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to use emeralds for anytime soon, but it's good to have some. Now, let's take a quick look for that second chest. I believe it's supposed to have food or a treasure map, something like that. And it's just kind of down in the back, I believe, if I could figure out how to crouch underwater. Now, at this point, I've started to panic just a little bit because I'm drowning and I can't figure out how to move properly underwater. And there we go, starting to take damage. Panic, panic, panic. Swim, and we've managed to survive. Now that little glimmer of hope, that little bit right there, is the reason why I know I'm going to be able to make it at this game, and we're going to achieve some incredible things. Starting right here with the placement of my semi-permanent crafting bench and the first chest of the playthrough. I'll finally have a little bit of inventory room, and with that, I'll be able to say thank you for coming along on this adventure that is my first Minecraft video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, definitely leave me a comment if you have any questions or concerns about the content, and I stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Firefly207, and it's a couple times a week, and it gives you an idea of what I'm doing between the episodes. So, have a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the next Minecraft adventure.